Welcome to Pork Chops, Rice, and Peaches. I'm Richard.
I'm Noah.
And I generally don't mention this a whole heck of a lot, but my first father-in-law was a real nice man. He was really kind. His name was John. I liked him a lot.
Okay.
John was a big fan of the Phantom of the Opera. I mean, absolutely loved it.
Okay.
And so back in the 90s, the Phantom, the Broadway show was huge.
Mm-hmm.
And the hallmark of it was a chandelier that hung over the audience in the theater and actually dropped and gave the appearance of crashing down on the audience. It was a pretty big effect.
That's pretty cool.
And John loved it so much, he bought the entire family tickets to see Phantom.
Okay.
So it was John and his wife and his 3 daughters and their husbands. And so, I mean, he laid out some big cash on this.
Yeah.
All right. This was big money. And these were not cheap seats. We were up close, up front.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
He really liked the Phantom. I did not know that the Phantom of the Opera was an opera. Now, anytime I say that to anybody, they're like, duh, it's in the title, Phantom of the Opera. But I mean, I just thought it was a Broadway musical.
Okay.
All right. I didn't know it was an actual opera. So we're halfway through the first act and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, do these people ever stop singing? And at some points, there are 8 different characters on stage singing, and it for me, it was such a muddled, mess. I couldn't understand any of them.
Yeah.
Now, my older brother, your uncle, who will sing opera or sang opera, for a while and was a professional singer, he said to me once a very revealing comment. He said, "Opera is more fun for the performers than the audience." I'm like, okay, thank you for validating my experience at Phantom of the Opera.
That's how I feel about theater in general. Right. But okay.
All right.
I genuinely,
okay.
It's for me at least.
But I tell
Hot
that
take of the week.
Story to say this. That is exactly how I felt watching Nightmare Before Christmas.
More fun for the...
No. I felt, oh my God, do these people ever shut up and stop singing? Because Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas just brought that moment in the theater in Chicago back from a 35-year-old memory to say, I've been transported back in time to this moment of, oh God, shut up. So we decided as one of our December Christmas movie things was to watch Nightmare Before Christmas because I've never seen it before. Had you seen it?
I have seen it before.
Okay.
This is one of those where this might be a hot take on our half, so don't flame us, so hear us out, because I don't want a repeat of Dune, essentially.
Right.
This is a very much beloved movie. It is a beloved movie.
Okay.
And I think it's okay. I don't think it's a masterpiece. A lot of people do. I don't think it's bad. I just kind of think, yeah, this is good. It's got catchy music. It's kind of fun. It's quirky. But I don't see the hype. And I know a lot of people who love this. And I think it's for one very specific reason. There's a lot of nostalgia surrounding this movie that people watched it when they were young.
Okay.
And they loved it.
Okay.
And it becomes one of their favorite movies. And I can totally see why. This would probably have been something I enjoyed more when I was a child. But as an adult, as I was almost an adult, I think I was 17 the first time I saw this movie, and it's one of those things where people were saying, oh, you have to watch it. You haven't seen it, you have to watch it. Like, you haven't seen it yet? Come on, man, you gotta watch it. It's a classic. And I'm like,
when did it come out?
I think it was the late 80s.
I remember the first time I saw the trailers for this, and I said, oh, that is not something that I'm interested in. And I've never watched it until about a week and a half ago. Now, if you're a regular at Pork Chops, Rice, and Peaches, then you know what's usually
1993. 93. So
yeah.
93, early 90s.
What's usually in front of me on the table Notes.
Notes.
Pages and pages of notes.
Yep.
Nary a note to be found, because I sat there watching this, asking myself, why, Richard, did you pick this? Because I believe this one was my idea.
I think so.
And probably because I had never seen it before, and I wanted something fresh.
Yeah.
So I can say this. Danny Elfman wrote the music, and Danny Elfman sang the Jack Skellington role.
Yeah.
And you can see his talent. Skellington. Jack Skellington. You can see his talent.
Yep.
As a composer.
Yep.
You can hear his talent as a singer.
Yep. You
can hear, just in all of the musical compositions of this, you can just hear, how good this is. The stop motion, the animation of this film takes a tremendous amount of patience. It takes a tremendous amount of talent.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
It takes a tremendous amount of planning.
Yep.
Right. And they came up with a story with a beginning and a middle and an end.
Yep.
And
there was a character arc in there somewhere.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
and so I can sit back and I can appreciate the time, the talent, the effort, the energy, and it missed on every single beat with me.
Okay.
There was nothing that I found redeeming about this movie. And this is not to denigrate, I appreciate the talent and the effort and the time and the production values. They're fantastic. But the only character in the entire movie that you care for in the slightest is his wannabe girlfriend.
Sally, yeah.
Sally.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She's the only character that makes you say, oh, I hope something good happens to her, because there was nothing in that movie that made me care about any other character, including Jack, who's
essentially the main character.
The main character of the story. There was just nothing that made me say, oh, I feel for him, or I connect with him, or right? And then you add the ongoing, ponderous music. And that really is the right word for it. Because they're in Halloween Town. There's nothing uplifting about the music. There's nothing toe-tapping, fun, energetic, engaging.
I think it also depends on whether you prefer Halloween or Christmas as a holiday.
I've heard that discussed before.
Because I know a lot of people are like, well, it's not true. It's not really a Halloween movie, and it's not really a Christmas movie. It's a Halloween movie with a Christmas skin halfway through.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I would put my foot down and say that this is very much a Halloween movie, more so just because, the aesthetic is entirely Halloween.
Yes,
if it split its time between Christmas and Halloween more, you might be able to make that argument. But the only thing Christmas about this movie is the fact that it takes place on Christmas Eve at the end.
Yeah. Yep.
So
that whole debate that we hinted at when we talked about Die Hard, and then on our list of things to talk about was what makes a Christmas movie a Christmas movie. And I asked the question, did Rambo become a Christmas movie? Because in the police department, in the background, there's a small Christmas tree on a desk. So it happens near Christmas time.
Yeah.
Right.
I will fall back, though, on my argument. If someone wants to view this as a Christmas movie, I will accept that, just because, like with Die Hard, this is watched a lot around Christmas time. And people do watch it as a Christmas movie. So I have to be fair. If I'm going to argue that for Die Hard, I can understand why. For me, it's not. But I can see why people would consider it a Christmas movie if they use it as a holiday tradition.
I would love to have people explain to me, and maybe you can do this in the comments, what it is that resonated in this movie that made it a classic that so many people enjoy, because I just don't see it.
And again, I didn't either. I think there is a level of childhood nostalgia to it, and Have you heard my joke about Halloween and Christmas?
Oh,
my very mean joke about Halloween and Christmas. All right, this is a little mean. There's two types of people in the world. There's people who prefer Halloween. There's people who prefer Christmas. Do you prefer Halloween, or are your parents happily married?
Oh, damn.
There's my dark humor for the episode. Sorry. No, I'm gonna give you a second to recover from that one.
Oh my goodness. That is so wrong.
It is.
That is
I
so
feel
wrong.
bad after
Oh
every
my
time I
goodness.
make that joke.
You
But
feel,
you
no,
know,
you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You should be proud. You need to lay that out there and just let it.
I don't know. Maybe there's a little of that going on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness gracious!
No.
Wow.
But genuinely, I do think people who generally prefer the spooky aesthetic, the vibe of Halloween, will enjoy this, because I can see why someone who prefers Halloween as a holiday would want to watch this as a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I can.
You know,
I can
and that makes sense.
understand
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's also just very Tim Burton. Obviously, I mean, this just oozes Tim Burton. I mean, he wrote the screenplay. He was the producer on it. He didn't direct it.
No, he did not. I noticed that. I was very surprised when I saw that.
But it's very much a Tim Burton movie. It's got that aesthetic all over it, and he's very good within his own aesthetic. And there's something very creative about the overall aesthetic of the whole movie. It's very interesting. But I think, you know what does it for me is that it's too Tim Burton when he goes to the Christmas town. It still feels like I'm watching. It's bright and colorful, but like the elves are a little creepy. The houses aren't quite right.
Right.
And if it had been more Dr. Seuss Grinch rather than Tim Burton with a pastel palette.
That is a tremendous observation. Yes.
I feel like it probably would have worked better for me if there had been a greater... Even Santa's kind of creepy in
Yes, he is. I was just thinking that.
I feel like if you wanted the... For me, again, this is for me.
Right.
If you really wanted to make this like an even split, then you would have to invest double the effort into the Christmas thing to have it contrast so heavily.
Right.
I like that song though. What's this?
Well,
it's a very well written and well performed song.
So
I like that.
There was maybe What's This is the song that I'm thinking of.
The one in the Christmas. What's this? What's this?
No, that's not the one. There is one of the songs.
And the opening one's very catchy. This is Halloween. Yeah, This is Halloween is a fun song.
You think?
It's a fun song.
See,
it's a fun song.
None of those.
It's a fun song, but
let's do this.
They're designed to get caught in your head. So,
Nightmare Before Christmas music.
Yeah.
All right, let's try that. Nightmare Before Christmas music. There we go. Maybe it's What's This? So I remember hearing one of the songs and thinking to myself, oh, the voice of Oogie Boogie was fun.
Okay.
Oogie Boogie was fun.
Yeah.
Flat out. The character was.
Okay.
If you're gonna be evil, if you're going to be dark, be deliciously dark.
Yeah.
Throw yourself into it, right?
Yeah.
Buy it. Oogie Boogie was fun. I do.
Okay.
I have to give that.
Nice. All right.
I heard one of the songs and I remember thinking to myself, I wonder if why isn't this song a Christmas song that you hear on the radio? And Pentatonics did it. And I heard Pentatonics do it. And I thought, holy smokes, is that bad? Not because Pentatonics is bad. They're fantastic. The song just doesn't play well. And they put it on their Christmas album. And I was just like, oh, this is really bad.
What song is this?
Well, that's just it. And this is the only thing that I should have written down before we started filming so that I
Hold on. Pentatonics. Nightmare Before Christmas. Making Christmas. It's the song Making
Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I do find it funny that he gets literally shot down. can tell this movie was made in the 90s because you wouldn't get away with that crap today. You couldn't shoot down any.
So I've been playing a lot of pentatonics in the store. Customers come in, Christmas music in the background. I've been hearing it. It's really good music to listen to. But that particular one, Making Christmas, no, it just doesn't. But there's this whole operatic quality to it that brought me back to Phantom of the Opera. That just made me relive this whole thing of could we please have some not talking. Or not singing, rather, and have some talking. But I truly do appreciate the effort, the artistry, the skill, the talent, the whole thing. It just misfired. But a 60-year-old man is probably not the target audience of this movie.
It's not. And I'm probably not either. But again, this is our opinion on this one. I'll just say right out. I'm not saying that this is a bad movie. It's just not for me. It's not the type for me. But I am curious to see what people do like about the movie. Let us know in the comments below because I would like to know.
And I won't argue with any of you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue at any of it. I'm just want to read and figure out what you guys like about it.
Yep, sounds good.
Yep. All right.
So, thank you for tuning into this episode of Pork Chops, Rice, and Peaches.
And we'll see you next time.